I am running for a third two-year term as Village of Bellevue trustee. I am Jackie Krull. I live on Manitowoc Road, and I have had the privilege of serving on the village board since 2022. I was reelected in 2024. I have also served on the Village Ethics Board since 2019 and previously on the Economic Development Advisory Board. These roles gave me a front row seat to how local government works, how decisions are shaped, and how to balance growth with accountability. I am retired now, but I spent 20 years as a partner at Pension Inc., a financial services firm. My professional background was in legal and compliance and long-term planning. That business experience shaped how I approach public service. I tend to ask practical questions and focus on long-term sustainability. I am running again for village trustee because I care about Bellevue and I want to keep my work moving forward. Over the past 4 years, I have been involved in long-range planning, infrastructure funding, roads, traffic safety, stormwater projects, parks, housing, zoning updates, and our annual budget. The role of trustee is steady work, and it matters. Most of it does not make headlines. It is reviewing reports, sorting facts, sifting options, listening to residents, and asking whether a proposal will still make sense 10 or 20 years from now. I believe local government works best when people look for common ground. Neighbors who may disagree on national politics usually agree on things like safe roads, responsible budgets, and clear communication. My goal is to keep our conversations focused on those shared interests. When trust is there, problem solving gets easier. I also believe in transparency. I share updates on my website, generalpublicjackie.com, about what the board is discussing and why decisions are made. I summarize our meetings, explain votes, and provide context. When residents understand what is happening, they are more likely to engage. An informed community makes the work of staff and elected officials more effective. When I think about the biggest issues facing Bellevue, 3 areas rise to the top. The first is infrastructure. Roads are a good example. In 2025, Bellevue used hot in-place recycling for road resurfacing, which saved about 50% compared to traditional methods. That meant we could resurface streets without increasing the budget. It is a practical solution that stretches taxpayer dollars. Because last year was our first year using this method, it will continue to be evaluated. Costs matter, but so do durability, performance, and long-term results. As we gather data, we can refine how and where the method is used to ensure it meets our standards. Aside from the method, I would like to move from resurfacing 3 to 4 miles to closer to 6 to 8 miles per cycle to help delay full reconstructions whenever possible. Fixing roads early simply costs less than rebuilding them later. The same principle applies to stormwater systems, sidewalks, and utilities. Preventative maintenance, it's not flashy, but it keeps long-term costs down. The second area is housing. The way people live has changed. Households are smaller. More people live alone. Seniors may want to downsize but stay in Bellevue. Younger workers are looking for attainable homes near where they work. Employers want options for their workforce. We need housing that reflects that reality, including modest single-family homes, 2-unit houses, townhomes, and small multi-unit residential buildings. The new residential zoning districts approved last year by the village board includes a residential missing middle district, which is a step in this direction. The third area is financial discipline. Revenue limits require us to be careful and deliberate. I do not approach budgeting as a choice between expanding or cutting services. I look at long-term value. Maintaining streets, utilities, parks, and public safety is essential because deferred maintenance will become more expensive. When new growth is proposed, I ask whether it will generate enough long-term revenue to support the services it needs. That is how we stay sustainable and avoid passing costs to the next generation. Looking ahead, my long-range focus is careful infrastructure investment. In the mid-range, I want to continue expanding parks, walkways, and trails so residents can connect to schools, neighborhoods, and green spaces safely. In the short term, I want to strengthen our digital systems so the village can respond effectively during high demand periods or emergencies. Reliable systems support staff efficiency and public access to service. At the end of the day, I see the trustee role as stewardship. Residents are, in a sense, shareholders in this municipal corporation of us. My responsibility is to review information carefully, listen respectfully, and make decisions that serve the whole community. I would appreciate your support as I seek another term as Village of Bellevue trustee. Thank you for taking the time to listen and for taking an interest in local government.